All right. Hello, everyone. I am Crims, and I'm joined here in this interview by Bio, the winner of the last game between Duck and Castleberry. Bio, how are you doing pulling off that upset victory?
I'm doing good.
All right, doing good. Keeping it short, straight to the point. No problems there. Now, people are calling this an upset victory. Do you feel that way, or did you know before going in that you guys were always going to win this one?
We went in thinking it was gonna be a 2-0 in our favor.
Oh, you guys thought you were gonna stomp them. So I'm assuming like you were playing some scrims. You guys have been doing pretty good in the scrims department.
Yeah, our scrims have been going really good.
Okay, really good scrims. I mean, that is surprising to hear. So you guys came in confident in that one. Considering how the games actually went, we'll talk about that real quick. But let's go ahead. Let's focus on your team and your experience because I feel like you guys are a rookie squad. Not a super long laundry list of experience, but you do have experienced players like Enthralled and Hiccup on your team who ACL. Of course, everyone's been playing CLO. So let's talk about who's like the veteran leader on your team, or who's the leader? Is it Enthralled down there in the bot lane, or
I'm
is it someone
pretty
else?
sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's enthralled.
Mm,
And then, I mean, we're all not very, we're all somewhat vocal, but I do think enthralled makes most of the decisions.
okay, so you guys are kind of unconventional, having your AD carry doing that, but you guys are an unconventional team as well. I was talking to your top laner, Doctor Calculus, and they informed me that you guys actually don't have a coach. Is that true?
Yeah, we don't have a coach at all.
So okay, you're gonna have to break it down for me. All right. So like, who's doing drafts? Who's doing the VOD review stuff? Like, are you guys just play? Like, you guys don't think about this. This is all
Um,
secondary.
Drafts are actually my top laner.
Okay.
For whenever we start prepping, well, yeah, he goes on the website and then he cooks up our drafts, and then we do our best to follow through.
Okay. So now you guys have some crazy drafts. So are you guys giving some input? Like, oh, I played this champion. Let's get this. We'll talk about that later. But like, are you guys trying to like, bring the flavors together there, or is it Dr. Calculus just going to the lab, bringing down the silence, hitting up the calculations, and coming out with these banger drafts?
No, we do talk about our champs that we played. Yeah, and then that's when we cook up off of comfort, pretty much.
Okay. Well, definitely save that for later because we'll talk about the games in depth. But let's continue to talk about your team because you also have Hiccup in the bot side. Tell me about what Hiccup provides as well. You said Enthralled's doing the veteran experience, but what about that other part of that bot lane?
Hiccup is a very aggressive bot laner.
Yeah,
She's really good though. Like I've never seen an enchanter player actually play this well. So
I do like aggressive enchanter players. I do think that's how they should have played. So Hiccup, Enthralled, they kind of had a little rough last series, but we'll talk. We'll keep it going here. Let's go over Rough Beans. Tell me about Rough Beans. Playing with Rough Beans. What insight do you have? Because mid jungle duos are very important. So what do you have to shed light on this?
we aren't. He's like a rock.
Mm.
Yeah, he's like a rock. He's my rock.
Yeah, part of your
Uh,
foundation. They hold you up while you play the game. Would you say?
yeah, I feel bad because sometimes I'll in across the map and he'll be there, but then I don't know. He gets camped a lot, and I never gank mid.
That's true. I'm also a jungler, and I also don't gank mid. It's just easier to play the side lanes, right? I mean, come on,
Yeah,
let's be
yeah.
real. It's easier to play to the side lane. Ganking mid, such a short lane, and they kind of nerfed it. Now let's go up to the top side as well. So, I mean, there's a lot of excitement around the new players, you among them, as well as Dr. Calculus. Tell me about this top
Yeah, I don't know where that guy came from.
laner. Just out of
I don't know
nowhere.
what. Yeah, I don't know why he's so good.
Just
Like
is.
I actually don't know. I don't. He's really good.
The wonders of top lane do elude you here. Okay,
Yeah.
wow. Now you got to talk about yourself. All right. We talked about your team. You had your chance to talk them up, how good they are. Hiccup's incredible enchanter player, enthralled, leading the charge. Rough Beans rock. Dr. Calculus, crazy madman of the top lane. But what about you, Bio? What are you? Who are you, Bio?
Oh, Rengar one trick.
That was apparent, but you
That is
weren't
me.
only playing Rengar, so you gotta tell me. You gotta give me some more, man.
Um, I'm a very flip player. I like to flip a lot of plays, but I don't think they're flip. That's the thing. Is I like to think of every situation and then I try to outplay it mechanically, but then end up being fingerless half the time. I'm working on it.
Okay, so you don't really want. I mean, this the brain play. You got the mechanics, and then you have the big brain plays. So you like to view yourself more as a mechanical player.
Yeah.
That does explain the Rengar. But you're not always playing Rengar, especially in these last series. You had to show 3 different champions. So, seeing as you're an OTP, and now we're doing the full Fearless, what are your thoughts on playing full Fearless? You still won despite that, so you could call that what is it? Is a they it's gonna nerf you a little bit. But how do you feel playing full Fearless in the tournament so far?
No, I don't mind. All the champions that I met are pretty. They're not as mechanical. A lot of the mechanics from Rengar do transfer over, just not like his kit, because his kit's unbelievably broken.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not too hard to play other champions after playing Rengar for so long.
Okay, so you find the ease of execution on other champions. Makes sense there. So now that we've finally talked about your team and how it works a little bit, let's start talking about these games. We can start on the Swiss bracket. So how was your Swiss run? How did you feel that went? Since it's your first time in OQ, a lot of good players actually don't make it through the Swiss, but you guys did. So how was that?
Trying to remember.
Oh,
I
so
think
far ago.
we we went we went in very confident.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think we go into everything very confident.
That
But
makes a lot of sense.
think it's a good thing for us because I think once we get the ball rolling, it's really hard for us to throw.
Mm-hmm. Have you ran into a team or a player and you were like, "Whoa, these guys are really good," and maybe just in the back of your mind, just a tinge of fear, or so far you're like, "We're just gonna steamroll everyone on the way through."
No.
Oh, okay. Loving the confidence here, Vio. Loving what you got. So now, game number 1 didn't go your guys' way, right? So we can talk about a little bit about the draft. You had the traditional Corki Tristana matchup. Eventually, the Tristana takes over. What were your thoughts on game number 1?
Um, I think I was on a dog jungle, right? I was playing Sejuani.
The Sejuani's game 2.
What did I play game one? Lilia? Vi.
So
I'm
yeah, the game.
sorry.
No, I believe
Game one was Lilia.
yeah,
Lilia.
game 1 was the Lilia. That's correct.
Oh no, I'm just so bad. I mean, like, if I
So
if
you
I
got
just did anything better, we would have been fine.
anything better?
Yeah, like if I hit more abilities and
So
if
are
I
you not
cleared
attuned
better.
with the mage junglers or just Lilia in particular?
Oh, I play all mage junglers. I might not
Okay.
be good at them, but I play them.
All right. So you got the Zyra, you got the Karthus.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So you're not just so you describe yourself Rengar OTP, but you're lying to me, as we see here. So it didn't go your way. Maybe you're a bit fuzzy on that one, but there's no
Oh,
way you forgot game number 2.
yeah.
There's no way, right? You're telling you
Oh, right,
fully
right, right, right,
remember
right.
game number 2.
Oh, that was fun.
That was a
Um,
fun game for you.
the the last five, no, it was very annoying in the beginning, but the last five fights, fifth one, I looked over, and the fifth fight was we like half won.
Mm-hmm.
Not really, but like in my mind, us barely winning is a win in general. And then I had calmed that fuck it, let's just 5v5 mid again. And then we should probably start winning fights from here. And then we won 4 fights in a row.
You just went with the fuck it mentality. I
Yeah,
mean, look, it
because
got you the win. It got you
yeah,
the
I
win.
talked to Enthralled after, and he was talking about his item power spikes,
Hmm.
and that he also had a feeling that we were gonna win the fights as well. And then
Really?
yeah, out of nowhere, my top laner was also just extremely strong. So
Well, playing I mean, you left him up on an island, which I thought was kind of. Maybe I would have preferred playing towards the Rumble because we've seen Rumble carry many games, but you kind of just left him up there on the top side. I guess you're just confident Dr. Calskillis would get a solo advantage eventually.
he always does. I don't know how, but he always does.
Very confident in that one. But I think, I mean, was the game plan to play towards the Rumble, or were you trying to play for
No,
Enthralled on the bot side?
I think that was it. I think I was playing for Enthralled bot side.
Okay, well, that didn't go well, right? Let's be honest. Enthralled was mega behind Azog and Pika Pika. I mean, you guys were like around 8K behind for
Mm-hmm.
most of the game, but you guys just had the confidence to keep going through. I'm gonna maybe throw some shade a little bit. Do you think Castleberry is kind of playing with their food? Because like it looked to me like they're just having fun there in game
I
number two
th
against you guys.
in game two,
Yeah, game
I
number two.
think they overly egoed us.
Yeah,
We were getting like emoted on by Samir, and then like Samir did nothing for the rest of the game. So it was really crazy.
I mean, yeah, the smear pick did fall off pretty hard, and then you guys won. I mean, about three team fights back to back to back, which is very difficult to do. What was your thoughts going into that one? Because you're also playing, you're playing the engage, you're playing the sedge. So, what's your mindset when you're in a situation like that?
Peel made it care. I just wanted to peel him. I wasn't looking for anything to fight.
Hmm.
Like I'd rather have them try to start the fight, which is actually how they lost, I'm pretty sure.
A
Is like
couple of
they
times, a
tried,
couple.
yeah, they had Yone try to engage and then just died. I don't
Yeah,
know. It's really bad for them to start engages with Yone, I
yeah. You
think.
guys. Oh no, you guys had yeah, you guys had such a great moment there. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. And Thrall was peeled for most of these fights, just free firing, and eventually the vein damage comes through, right?
Yeah,
Did Enthralled like really inspire all of you guys to stay in that game?
um, I think the call was pretty quiet for a lot of it. I mean,
Oh,
I think we were getting shit on, but it was like a very focused quiet, if that makes sense.
okay. So you guys just kind of turned a bit more serious.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But I mean, kept you guys in the game, able to find that one. So you get this huge comeback victory. Like I was on the casting desk, I was sitting there, and I was like, Azog Pika Pika, the guy just dominated bot lane. I was just going crazy on the Yone. It's over. It's over. I was sitting back, and I was like, man, Duck, they're so fun. I thought they were gonna, I thought they show us something. And then the team fights start turning. You get a victory now coming into game three. All right. You come back from an 8K goal deficit. You win that game. Definitely shouldn't have happened, right? Illegal. Illegal gameplay occurred. You had to be feeling it for game three, right? Or were you more like, okay, this is our last chance? Like they gave us a bone. We're going to follow through and try to get this last win.
I told Enthralled, sit back, I got this one. 5, 10 minutes before the game.
That is crazy. So, did you know you were going to play Rengar before the draft?
Yeah, I had said it, pick me Rengar this game, now. And then
Mm-hmm.
he was like, I'm streaming. And I was like, fuck. If they ban it, DQ them.
Okay, so you wanted to pick Rengar for this one, and then Dr. Cactus, I'm assuming, started cooking up a nice draft for you guys. Um, they didn't ban your Rengar. Do you feel like this is another level of disrespect? They kind of ignored it. Do you think no one thought that you were gonna play this pick? Is this such a
Uh,
non-meta pick that no one's gonna play it?
I I don't know what to think. I mean, like, in our scrims, I played a lot,
Hmm.
and saying it here might be a a bad idea, but I mean, I don't think it's gonna get through anymore.
Yeah.
Uh, I
Oh
play it
yeah.
quite a bit in my scrims.
Okay, so you're scrimming it. You guys are practice on it.
Yeah, it's just in my eyes, it's to the point where it's like that one trick. I win every matchup. And in
Mm,
my mind, I do win every matchup because my champion is not fair.
yeah. So I thought it was more of like a situation because if we look at the game, they picked three squishy champions, three backliners. And then I thought this was like, oh, this is an opening, but you already had the confidence to play Rengar. But talk about the moment that you picked Rengar. Do you think that was a good place to pick it, or it was you were just
Oh
trying to
yeah,
get
yeah.
comfort?
Well, Doctor Calculus wanted Camille, and then I kind of was a little straight up, like either his Camille or my Rengar,
Mm-hmm.
and then that's when he said, "Just go my Rengar." Um,
Okay.
yeah, it's just in my after that, cause both dog junglers were out of the game because of full fearless.
Mm-hmm.
Skarner was out, like we banned it probably. Like not many tanks were available, and then if you were gonna play tank, it's probably one of the shit ones. And then we got a Poppy ban somewhere there,
Mm-hmm.
so I was very fine with Rengar.
Okay. And so they picked the Ornn as well. Now, did that give you a little bit of pause, or you
Man,
know that you and your team would out navigate this front to back Ornn and find these flank angles?
I think that shit was so useless.
I mean, it kind of did seem that way a little bit from, unfortunately, from Geiger there. Couldn't find you in those situations. So let's talk about the game. It actually kind of goes well. I wouldn't say like it's amazing. Kind of a bit even in the first portion. And you're playing Rengar. You are getting some gold, but is that a comfortable spot for you? Did you guys think it was a nice situation still, or were you a bit unhappy with that current state in the early game?
I was fine. As like whenever I play Rengar, I actually prefer playing it in a controlled environment. I just want to farm for my first item, and if I can get picks here and there,
Hmm.
it's just even better.
That's kind of how it played out. And you got the Ivern in the mid lane. Obviously, you're doing the Ivern synergy. You have to tell me, right? Okay, have you guys were you guys scrimming this specific top side?
Nope.
Oh, so you guys just threw that together. Okay, so does Rough Beans play Ivern mid? Or are you guys just doing? Are you guys just doing crazy giraffes, just adapting on the spot?
And that guy actually picks whatever he wants mid lane. I don't
Okay.
know how, but he plays like whatever he wants. And he's really good at it.
Yeah,
That's the
I
thing.
mean,
I don't get it.
was able to hold in the mid lane because you were barely there as we talk about.
Yeah.
And
No,
then
I
you
was
get that
very.
Shen on top of it. That
Yeah,
had to
no,
be
I was.
Dr. Calculus, right? Dr. Calculus cooked
Yeah,
that
yeah,
meal.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Well, no. Enthralled, I think, said Shen.
Oh, okay.
Someone said Shen. It wasn't him. And then he locked it in.
That is
Yeah.
crazy. That is crazy. So you guys are drafting as a team on the spot, but you have your strategic drafter calculus up there. So you guys get this crazy comp. Obviously, you guys know what you're doing. We all know what the game plan is. Get Rengar in the back line and just have the Shen ultimate right on top. That's the obvious game plan. So when it comes to that mid game, right? You don't want the team to be all grouped together when you're playing the Rengar. So what was your game plan around separating them and finding those moments?
Um, they have to be bad. It's
Oh,
not. I can't separate them.
oh,
They
well,
just
your
have to
team
be
can.
worse
I
players.
mean, you can't do it on your
They
own. I'm asking with the
they
team
can.
strategy.
The team strategy is like it was wait for. I think a lot of it was wait for some sort of engage from me.
Hmm.
I mean, I went in quite a bit, and then there was one time I did get caught,
Yeah,
but like I think they're just not that good against Rengar. Like I guess they don't know how to play against it.
not a lot of people pick it. Understandable. Let's talk about
Yeah.
two key moments. All right, so we have your highlight mid lane play. You got the Rengar bushes going. You're hopping. What was that moment like? I'm sure you were just popping off.
Yeah, I did not expect that Ornn TP, but that guy got I'd canceled his ult with my E and then dodge his E with a Rengar jump. It was actually really funny.
That was kind of
But
the
in
start to you guys like
yeah,
dominating that game. But yeah, I mean, what was
it
I mean,
was
what was the where was the communication? I mean, we have the clip, but like, what was the communication? Because Rough Fiends is there. It's you guys versus like
it was
everyone.
I tuned everyone out.
you just you
I
shut
couldn't hear them.
you didn't get okay. Didn't want to hear
Like
comms, but you're in your moment.
going
You're in your
yeah,
moment.
going in I didn't like I could hear them but I wasn't listening.
Okay. Were you like in the Matrix? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I was super focused.
Okay. And that was a great moment. Look good. You're highlighting all the Rengar skills there, and you get out alive at the end because your teammates come swooping in. Let's talk about the other big moment. The one where you walk right past Geiger on the Ornn and go straight to those carries with the Shen TV. Talk to me about, like, I haven't seen anyone posting the behind the scenes on that one, but that's the one I want to hear about.
It was actually insane. I knew I could walk past this one. I was in the bush and then he would have to have like Usain Bolt reaction time, but I'm sure he didn't. And he actually didn't. Yeah. So I went in egoing it. But I said I'm ready. Calc said he was ready. And then I mean it was almost just like perfect.
It
We had
was.
like an unspoken synergy. Because I kind of just went in right when it was about STP and then I was able to flash into the bush and then he got his 4-man channel into Nami 4-man. Sent Shenton.
Mm-hmm.
No, he's actually the best.
That was, I mean, basically solidified your win. You guys basically won the game from that point out. Crazy. Who was yelling at that moment? Are you a yeller? Are you the one in those videos yelling at the top of your lungs, or is that someone else?
Um, Calc was he doesn't yell, but he was like, "Oh, it's massive," somewhere along those lines. And then I yelled at my mid laner to place down a bush, but he was stun locked up the 4-man channel or Shenton.
Oh, 5 man if it's unlocked your mid laner as well.
Yeah,
So, all right. We're getting near the end here, Bio. But so far, I mean, I love what I'm hearing. Let's talk about your, future opponents here. You have to go up against Wangtown. Any thoughts on this matchup, or is it just gonna be same old, same old? We got the confidence. We're coming in. We're gonna win this one.
yes, 2-0.
2-0. Okay, you said 2-0 for Castleberry, and that ended up being. I'll give you a 1.75 to 1.25 because you really should have lost game two. So is it gonna be? Is it actually gonna be a 2-0? Have the scrims been going that well?
We'll see, but personally, 2-0.
Okay, personally 2-0. Okay, you feel like you could dominate in this jungle matchup here?
I don't know if I can dominate. Rapid's very good. He's a very good jungler,
Okay, we get some
but
respect coming out. Is there something in this matchup that you think you can leverage to win? Don't have to be too
I
specific here.
I mean, I think he's just gonna play AP junglers and that's it. So it's like he's playing to the meta, which is good, but
Mm.
it's not on him to win the game, and it's on his teammates pretty much. Because I
All right.
think, no offense, but I think my top laner's better than Boyle the Oil.
Yeah, you have a lot of respect for your top laner. Understandable. Understandable. Doing very good in this tournament here. All right, Bio. Before we end this interview, I'm going to leave you your shout outs. Teammates, mom, dad. Probably should do mom and dad. Just saying. Before we go.
Shoutouts, yeah. My mom, um, friends and family. My friends are really big supporters. I was
Yeah.
doing really bad back in the day. Like not, I know I'm back in the day. Like 2 months ago, 3 months ago, I was doing really bad. Like
Hmm.
in general, and then they gave me like a 30-minute lecture of what I can do better and what I should be doing better. And then ever since that, it's been going very good. So I have them to thank, and then just girlfriend supporting me as well.
Yeah. That's nice. Well, Bio, I mean, we had previous correspondence, and now seeing that you've gone so far in the tournament, I feel like maybe I missed out on picking up an excellent jungler. That's on me, though, as I'm going to congratulate you on your win. You're one win away from being top seed out of this group. No one would have expected that. Huge accomplishment for you guys in that one. And you're predicting a 2-0 to top this group here. So that'd be an amazing end to the group stage for you guys. And so wishing you guys luck. And to everyone who is watching this, thank you for watching. That's the interview with the winners from Duckie Getters Bio here. I'm Crims, and we are signing this interview out.